Okay, so this stuff's set up for about 50 minutes and it's definitely setting. You want it to be tacky, so definitely need to get this next batch on as soon as I can. I'm going to do 8 ounces of each, and my buddy Ken, what I'm going to do is, while I'm mixing this and starting to use it, I'll get him to start filling these 2 cups up again with more, because might need more as I go. And you want to add this stuff while the first coat is still tacky, because that way it'll actually bond to itself. Otherwise it won't bond. Okay, so there's that. And then now this is when you use the thickener. So I'm going to start mixing this. I'm just going to spray a bit in there. A little bit of this stuff goes a long way. So you don't want to add too much. And I'd probably rather this stuff still be a little runny compared to too thick. Because if it's too thick, then I won't be able to actually spread it on nicely. And I want to put more of, I want to build up the front and the teeth and stuff quite a bit, because that's kind of where all the detail is. So you definitely want to make sure you do a nice thick layer up there, and then also along the bottom edge. So now it starts getting more like cake icing. Oh, that's just a bubble break-in. So let's see. So the thickener, it doesn't actually like speed up the setting process. What it does is it'll just kind of thicken this stuff up so that it kind of stays a little bit better, so you can kind of see it's just not falling off like the other stuff was. So now you literally just start smearing it on. Okay, there we go. So that's how it looks at the end. And after this, I'll do a 3rd layer. And depending on how that layer looks, I might do a 4th. Just kind of depends on how thick I'm able to get it. This one on pretty thick, not too bad. But might definitely need 4 layers. I just want to make sure this is as strong as possible. So we'll let this set up for another hour, so it's 5:08. So let this set up and then be ready to do the next coat. I said I would come back at 1 hour to do the next coat of this stuff. But it's pretty hot out today, and I'm finding this silicone is actually setting pretty quickly. And you want to put this stuff on while it's, what do you say, when it's tacky. And I'm finding right now that it's actually getting tacky within about 30 minutes. So, still a little gummy, but in the next probably 5-10 minutes, it won't be gummy anymore. It's going to just be, so you can kind of feel in here, it's 10 more minutes and she'll be really gummed up. Alright. New stir stick. So, sticky, starting to get tacky. Now it's the perfect time to start putting on another layer. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to put these keys on. Just going to put a little bit on here. And I'm going to go one right there. Hopefully it sticks. I'm just going to put a little bit of silicone on the bottom. I'm going to put one right here. You don't want to put these like on the side, because then when you need to actually get the mother mold off, you won't be able to. I finished putting the keys on there. Let this set for another, I don't know, until it's tacky. And the last layer, we have just enough silicone to do one probably thin layer. So I'm going to focus that on doing the building up, just going over the keyways just to secure them really well so they don't pop off. And then use it to just beef up on the back a little bit at the bottom and just really get so it's all nice and smoothed over, and any spot that looks kind of thin, fill it in. But I think I've got pretty good coverage everywhere. The front's been really well covered. I really focused on doing that. The back at the bottom probably needs a little more coverage, but it's not too bad. So basically, the thicker you get it, the stronger the mold the mold will be. So this is all pretty tacky now. I've mixed up another batch, and these are on there pretty good, but what I'm going to do is, first thing is take a small brush. I'm just going to go over top of these just to really make sure these things are secure on there. I don't want them falling off. Okay, so I don't have that much silicone left, just a little bit, so I'm just using up whatever I have left. And this stuff I'm thinking about actually just leaving kind of thin, just because then it'll kind of go on a little bit smoother, I hope. I might be able to make it go further. So this is the same consistency as the first layer I put on. Just trying to stretch it out as far as I can. So what I've done is I just took a little bit of water, and I'm actually going to use that mold soap that I used before. Probably won't need much. Stir it around. I'm going to use a little bit more of this soap and this water. Get it all over my hands. And let's see. Okay, yeah, that's working. So I'm actually able to just smooth the silicone a little bit. This, try to smooth that as much as possible. So the reason why you want to make this kind of smooth is because with your mother mold, if there's like, you know, big bump or little piece sticking out, when you put this in the mother mold might not be perfectly seated from the outside. When you go to put it together, it might feel like it's seated, but it might not be perfectly seated, and then when you do your cast, you pull it all apart, and there's like a lump. You go, oh crap, why is there like a lump? And it's because the mother mold is just not sitting in one of these little grooves. So trying to get, that's kind of why I poured the stuff on top, to try to smooth this all out as much as possible. Okay, so video stopped again, so I'm not sure if I got the end part in there, but everything's been smoothed out. I used the water with my hands to smooth the silicone as much as possible, just to stop the mother mold from catching any ridges. And I think it's all looking pretty good. So the next set of videos is going to be doing the mother mold, which I'm going to use fiberglass and a 2-part resin. I'm kind of regretting doing the 2-part resin. I think I should have just gone plaster, like a lot of people use. But anyways, I've got the materials now to do it, so I'll do it that way. I'm thinking it might make a bit stronger of a mold overall, so, but we'll see. Anyways, that will be the next set of videos, but otherwise all the silicone is done. Hopefully it's worked out, but we'll see. Time will tell.